You know, if there's anything that is difficult in life, is to find joy when you face tribulations, when you face trials, when things are so difficult. Ironically, the Father wants you to rejoice. The Father wants you to be in joy, regardless of whatever you are going through. James chapter 1, verse 2 says, "Consider it all joy, my brothers and sisters, when you fall into various trials." Why would such a loving Father say that? For you to rejoice when things are not okay? Could you not tell something just to appease the situation than to say rejoice? Listen, as human beings, it is normal to feel that way. But as a child of God, who knows who He is, it is not the case. God never deals with your human, which is your flesh, but God deals with your spirit. So rejoicing comes from the Spirit. That's why the Father is saying, rejoice. He deals with your spirit so that it will benefit your flesh. That's all. Therefore, when He says rejoice, He's addressing your spirit, not your flesh, because your flesh is the one that is going through. But when your spirit is okay, it means your flesh is also going to be okay. So that means there are advantages to that. When He says consider it joyful when you face through difficult situations, which means there are advantages to that. So when you go through what James is saying, when he says consider it all joy, so that means all you are going through is a test. It is a test of your faith. That's what you need to know. It is a test of your faith. And he says, so be assured that the testing of your faith through experiences. What experiences? The sickness you are going through, lack of money, every other thing that you are going through. Those are the experiences. And he's saying, be rest assured that the testing of your faith through experiences produces endurance. Ooh. Produces endurance. And what is endurance? Endurance is the ability to withstand an unpleasant situation. It's an ability to withstand a difficult situation. If you go through that, without going back, without even thinking, without regretting, that is endurance. And it says endurance leading to spiritual maturity. So when your test is tested, your faith is tested, and you endure, it leads you to spiritual maturity. Remember, I said God does not deal with your flesh, He deals with your spirit. So as He deals with your spirit, He is maturing you. And He says after that you will experience an inner peace. You experience an inner peace. And what does endurance do as well? He says, and let endurance have its perfect result, and do a thorough work. Let endurance have its perfect result, and do a thorough work, so that you may be perfect and completely developed in your faith. You may be perfect and completely developed in your faith, lacking nothing, nothing missing, nothing broken. So when your faith is developed, it means there is no situation that will come that will break you. Why? Because you know that your Father is with you. You know that your Father will not leave you. You know that everything is working out for your good. Why? Because God has called you. God has called you. Your faith has to be tested so that you lack nothing. You lack nothing. I love one of my mentors. He says, when you are going through situations, those situations, you're not going through those situations to be against you, but why are they for you? So that your character is built. So when you're going through something, you don't say, oh, I'm going through this, I'm going through. No, you say, I'm in my season, or I'm on the day of character building. I love that. So it means you have to make a choice to see it in a positive way. Today is my character building day. This thing that I'm going through, it is working for me. It is happening for me, not against me. Why? To build my character. And Apostle Paul says, he calls them light afflictions. He said, these are light afflictions which are just but for a moment. Light afflictions which are just but for a moment. So what you are going through, when you allow patience, when you allow endurance, and your character is built, that makes them just light affliction, because they just come to strengthen you, which are just but for a moment, which means what you are going through will pass by. You are going through to go to the other side. But you cannot go to the other side when you have not passed this part of being tested. So let me say, like what James is saying, brothers and sisters, count it all joy when you're faced with diverse temptation. God bless you.